would you want to marry the modern woman nowadays with this type of rhetoric as a man with what the stakes are for men? Like, are you capable of that level of empathy where you can put the shoe on of a man and consider if the general agenda, if the general narrative of women is what we're hearing today, that you would want to put your financial future, ass and nuts, on the line to marry a woman that doesn't believe her body count matters and thinks that she can fix it by lying to you about it? Would you want to make that type of commitment? Would you want your son to?
If I looked at the numbers, yeah, I would. Because
Okay,
I mean,
well, I
I will live
understand.
longer. I'll live longer. The amount of money that I would save on childcare every year by having a wife. Single men under 30 are the most dangerous group of people in our country. Um, I would people who are people who have bachelor's degrees are more likely to get married and stay married. Um, I assume still, if I was a man, I would still, be pursuing education, and so that would help me. Yeah, why wouldn't I get married?
There's context to that claim you made saying that single men are the most dangerous group.
There's context, but the truth
There's
is
context.
the
Is
most
a group,
dangerous group of people in
the
America
most
are single
dangerous
men
group
under 30.
the most dangerous group of people become single man, if and only if a group of women are depriving these men of sex and chasing after a small top percentage of men, and they're becoming more and more unsuitable for marriage. That
Oh,
makes men dangerous whenever they cannot.
Men are
What
not
makes
entitled to a
what makes
partner.
men dangerous is
they
creating
are
a
not. I
utopian
agree.
society over the course of 100 years for women to go and thrive in whenever they want, and for them to turn their back to say, "We don't need your ass. You're useless. I can do it on my. I can man up and be a man." That makes a man dangerous because we're like, "What the fuck? Where's our return on our investment for all over the centuries of fighting in wars and creating a society? Where is it at?" That makes men dangerous right there.
And not
I
to
don't think
mention,
so.
Kia, do you know
Men
what percentage
men
of
don't
men commit violent crime in the course of their life?
35% according to the
Three.
NIV FBI
No,
crime report.
3%. Yeah, that's false. 3%.
According
That's
to the
false.
N, according to the NIV,
No, I'm going to need you to. No, that's completely false. It's 3%.
35%
3%
men
of men in Western society. 3%
have
of
at
men in
least
Western. Understood. 3% of men in Western society commit 100% of violent crime. 97% of men.
violent crime.
Yeah, I said violent crime. That is what I started with. Violent crime. Not 97% of all violent crime, or 90, it's almost like 99% of all violent crime are committed by men. But these are repeat offenders, and it's an incredibly small percentage of men. Do you know how inappropriate it is to try to frame men as a group as violent criminals, that there's some meaningful percentage of men who are violent criminals? It is just as inappropriate as me acting like every woman is out here selling punani out of so check this out. Let me give you an
I
example
don't
that
think
will help you.
it's both.
Let me
Both.
give
I
you an
think
example that,
around
well, that's how you framed it. You framed it as the most dangerous men are men under 30. Sure, but what percentage
single
of
men under
men?
30. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, single men under 30, but you're talking about, and guess what, the people who sell the most punani are single women under the age of 30. But once you look at the fact that 1% of women sell punani, then you realize that it's a complete misframing to state it that way.
Damn.
So the idea
Oh,
that it's appropriate to say stuff like that, this is what I'm talking about with this indoctrination, where a lot of women have been taught this hatred of men, and it's completely out of frame. And that's why I tell guys, I say, look, do not date, marry, have sex with, or have children with modern-minded women. If they don't have traditional values about dating, marriage, sex, and children, leave them alone. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Because nobody wants to spend their life fighting their way back from your worst case assumptions about men. 3% of men commit 100% of the violent crime in this country. There's less than 2 million prisoners in this country. Less than 2 million people in both state and federal prison in this country. Out of over 340 million people, there's less than 2 million that are in prison, state or federal prison. And not all of those guys are violent crime offenders. The idea that the average man is out committing crimes is a feminist concept tied into toxic
Damn.
masculinity and male hatred. and fear. And you guys need to stop saying it, because it's just as inappropriate as guys pretending like every one of you ladies is out here showing your punani for some bucks, when the truth is, it's like less than 1% of women are selling punani. It's an inappropriate mischaracterization of the opposite sex. Y'all should stop doing
Okay.
it.
So my point is, the reason why I brought up single men under 30 are the most dangerous group is you asked me if I knew what I knew about today's climate with marriage. If I were a man, would I still get married? And I said yes. So I was not dissing men, I was not hating men. But since we are going to talk about the topic, um, yes, I understand that less than 3% of men commit 97% of the violent crime internationally in America. However, was it Derwin? You made a claim that,
Oh,
oh,
hold
well,
on.
men
It's
built the
Darwin.
world.
Darwin.
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 I'm sorry.
It's Darwin.
I be
Say it with me. Say it with me
Darwin,
now.
Darwin,
There you go.
Darwin. The whole thing. I got you. So, excuse me. I think it's because I was watching the game earlier. But anyway, the you made a claim that, well, men built the world, and is this what we get, like, for, building the world? It's like a lot of men have not built a building. You haven't done that. A lot of men do taxes, but they'll still say, like, oh, well, we built the world, we built the infrastructure. I mean, but then when I say also you commit most of the violent crime, like, your group of people commit most of the violent crime, because just like 3% of men commit all of the violent crime, what percentage of women are committing that crime, right? And just like with selling punani, 1% of women sell punani. What percent of men sell punani? So why are women doing this in the millions and men not doing this in the millions? Why are men doing this in the millions and men not doing this in the millions?
It's not in
Why?
the millions. I just told you the entire prison population, state and federal, was 2 million. It's not millions of men that are committing violent crimes. That's false. And then in addition to that, hold on.
Who is?
And in addition to that, just so you know, and I'll provide the study because I actually have this one saved. Women are two
Mhm.
times as likely to beat their husbands than husbands are to beat their wives. Women beat men more often than men beat on women, and y'all, and that's what's be. Oh no, you can shake your head all you want. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now for you, and you can take a look at the study because it's the largest one that's ever been done on interpersonal violence in couples. And that's why when you take two men who are together that are gay men, they commit violence against each other at about an 18% rate. To a man and a woman, they tap out on violence at about a 24% rate. But you put two women together and they're beating the shit out of each other at a 72% clip. And that's
Mm.
because women have a hard time keeping their hands to themselves. So this is nonsense, what it is that you're saying. Not including abortion, women delete more children than any other group of people, and they beat the shit out of old people and kill more old people than men do too. So this idea that
So
women
I
aren't
actually have
violent, one moment, I'll provide you with the study. I'll post it right into the chat right now.
to.
Right now. I'm
Okay,
gonna
let's
put
do it.
that right in for you right now. You ain't even got to wait on that one. Here you go. Boom. You check that one out. Yeah,
Okay.
you go ahead and you check
All
that
right.
one out.
So
My
I
point
just
pretty
to
sure
think
you
men
you is
read
don't.
the
this.
study.
I just think men
Yes.
don't
Okay.
talk about it.
So the
Yeah,
NIH, right?
and this is
So
this is
what this
what's
study
being
claims
reported.
is not that what this study claims is
Wow.
the amount of people that experience DV. And actually, if you scroll down to sex of the perpetrator, lesbian victims, 72 report only male perpetrators, 20% report having both male and female perpetrators, bisexual victims, and yes, I understand that they bifurcated bi women from lesbians. 74 only male perpetrators, 16.7 had both male and female. Heterosexual women report 89% of them report only having male perpetrators, while 0.5% only having female perpetrators. Gay men report 75.3 only having male perpetrators, while 17% report having both genders. And for bi men, 33% having both male and female perpetrators. So the thing is, and I don't have to put the link, it's in this study that you listed. I actually read it and went over it. But the study does not claim that women are more likely to hit their partners. Actually, in the cases of non-reciprocal violence, meaning where one party is being violent and the other party is not being violent, women do dominate in that. But as far as domestic violence across the board, that's not true.
There we go. You got it up here. Thank you. Look at that. Overall, 25.3. Rates of female perpetrated violence higher than male, 28% versus 21%. Wild range of perpetrators, 1 to 61. Range was about, keep going down. Victimization, 22%. Facts, perpetrate. Emotional abuse. You know, ladies lead in emotional abuse. You know, they be beating the hell out of men on the brains and their hearts. Tell you how little your ding-a-ling is, or you don't last long enough, or your mama ugly or something like that. Y'all love that. Y'all real slick in the mouth. Let's see here.
Damn, this shit turned a different corner, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Can't get them damn facts out of it. Mm-hmm.
We can go past this part, brother. You can scroll right past this.
Oh yeah.
Because I think it was actually higher. Effects of violence on children. Keep going down. Populations, abuse, ethnic minorities. I think it was actually higher up. I'll go. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna copy and paste, find it, clip it, and then I'll post it as a picture right in here. Overall, individuals, all partners, high level raise, 22%.
It's a damn shame you got to keep a data bank of stats because of motherfuckers is just misconceptions and stuff and misconstruing stuff. God damn, I can't believe we got to do it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, because if you're the type of person that's willing to change your talking points, if you see better data, then I'm happy to share it with you, Miss Kia. But men definitely are do more violence than women out in society, but in romantic relationships, women are just as violent, even more violent than men are. You ladies don't know how to keep your hands to yourself, because most women operate in this world knowing that a man is not going to hit you back, and pretending like we still in the color purple and a man's gonna knock you between a washing machine and the dryer. It's just nonsense. A lot of you ladies do not know how to keep your hands to yourself. And I think it's crazy. You'll have a woman that's 130, 140 pounds getting a man face that outweigh her by 100 pounds, and she'll put his hands on him and expect for him to show more self-control than she's showing. And she will stake her life on that, because God knows if he ball his fist up and knock the furniture out of her mouth, she might end up in a morgue.